let's call the meeting to order, shall we? It's the first meeting of a new year. I feel really good about this.
Then we made another year.
And we're still here.
I feel really good about this, and to start off the season with a kind of a low pressure meeting. It's not a public hearing with like 51 people in here.
Yeah, it's a nice easy meeting,
You know.
Yeah, it should be an easy one. Famous last words.
Yeah.
I've tried that before. It never works. It's gonna be an easy meeting.
I know, huh? That's scary sometimes.
It's easy to read these because they're complete sentences and the punctuation is proper, correct.
Come on, you're being hard on the other girl.
I tell all the other girls, it's like, where do you start? Do you want to? I used to look at Kayla sometimes. Kayla and I would look at each other like, we're supposed to make corrections. What do we do here? Do we like correct everything or just
the big things.
thoughts?
There's a couple new items on the agenda here since the version that you read, Tony. But the minutes are the same ones that were sent out for review.
Two sides. This is really boggling my mind. It's two sides to every story.
That's good, we're saving on paper.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, I don't know if we'll be able to approve minutes tonight.
pardon me?
So I don't know if we'll be able to approve minutes tonight or not, since Tom wasn't here for this meeting.
I don't know either. I don't know if it's paramount, you know, in these trying times. with staff,
Trying times?
trying times, with staffing issues and supply chain issues and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should just, 2 out of 3 would do it for, the minutes. And probably the Attorney General's not gonna get
No.
involved.
Works for me.
Any questions or hear a motion to, accept the minutes?
I would make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second. All in favor?
I'll say aye, if I can vote.
Yeah, well, it's easy to kinda easy to understand anyway what's
Yep.
happened here. There's a lot of detail in our discussion with, the Cisco's, which was quite,
So I think that was a kind of long, drawn-out thing, because I am familiar with most of it.
yeah.
I knew when the Cisco's were involved that it was
That's a preconceived notion. Yeah. All right, so the next item is new business. We have a request for certificate of compliance for 63 Chippewa Drive.
You and I did inspect that, and we approved it.
Oh, you both walked it.
Yeah, we walked it. Well,
Great.
you walked it, I supervised you walking it.
If you say so.
I did.
Okay.
It's not a big lot.
No, I know it.
It was
It's
a
around the corner on the right, and
Right.
just up with a little hill.
Yeah, and you went up the hill, you
Yeah,
walked
and looked
around.
around, there's nothing over there.
And I said, no, I don't see anything that was stopping me either, and we agreed that it was,
And we actually did have a as-built plan on this in the files as well,
okay.
but you're gonna have to take my word on that, because the movers showed up and boxed up all the files the other day to
I
be
believe you.
shipped off for scanning.
Oh, really? That's funny. You put your lunch in one box, that was
Wow.
gone too. Everything was gone.
So all the stars seem to align on that one. And,
Okay.
yeah, I think you can issue the certificate that's been requested.
All right, the next item then is Bemis and Navajo Drives or whatever, proposed new construction. Watershed Protection Act question. Okay.
Let's
So-
run that around for
Yeah.
signatures.
You're next in line, Tony.
Next in line.
Oh, 3 copies.
No,
I like that, I don't even have to print my own name. Thank you, man.
so Bemis and Navajo is one that just cropped up the other day with an application for a building permit. And Concom is one of the sign-offs on the building permit. Needless to say, this is one of the small lots, it's in Pinecrest.
Well, we'd want to
It's
take,
this little lot right here.
Yep, it's
Let's see.
right on the corner.
Here's a picture of the lot.
So on my review, it's not in the town buffer zone.
That's the corner, how the house will be situated. And somewhere there's a well and a septic going in there too.
Yeah, the well's going in front of the house towards the road, and the septic's going behind the house.
That's pretty funny. That's not far from the back door to the lot line.
just where I want my well, for everything coming down the street.
So the issue, so I don't know what you guys like to do in terms of reviewing these things. The one issue that I did see is that it's outside the 100-foot buffer for the town bylaw. A corner of the house extends into the 200-foot Watershed Protection Act, primary protection zone.
We do bend on that,
Yeah.
in many cases.
Many cases,
Right, Mr.
yeah.
Lawson?
So,
So you don't bother sending it off to Alan Rantala if you don't think it's a.
No,
No.
if it doesn't look like a horror show, I mean, but
There's not a river running through here. We have
No,
an intermittent stream.
I didn't walk it, but I didn't see any sign of streams or wetlands on the map.
map.
Yeah.
I mean,
the only problem with these places is nitrogen loading. I don't know what's all around it, and they're such small lots.
Yeah, I mean, it's off of Bemis, so it's at the edge of Pinecrest. You know, you got Bemis Pond down here.
So I remember when the nitrogen loading that you mentioned came before the Board of Health. Of course, this is going back a few years now. But DEP agreed that any of the area, as long as it was in that Bemis area, or any of their land could be used for nitrogen loading, as long as it was in that one they call a subdivision.
Vision.
So I believe they own a large piece of land.
who does?
Group.
A group.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Pinecrest Association.
Oh yeah, they own a bunch of land
So
to the
any of
south.
that, any of that land can be used.
I know, like when
Originally-
Mike Stevens built his
Yeah.
house up there, I mean, he had to get 2 or 3 other pieces of
Yeah.
property and
Yeah,
because of nitrogen loading.
Whoa.
But okay.
yeah. Some of them too, they had to get it just to get the building permit because they didn't qualify for the 2 acres.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are half-acre lots.
Oh, yeah. Some of them are real small up
Right.
there.
So
Yeah, this one is 0.8.
yeah,
0.8.
And since it is a pre-existing lot that
Yeah,
predated the Watershed
yeah.
Protection Act, so it generally would have an exemption anyway from
Pre-92.
Rantala. Yeah, pre-92.
This is like going up a hill, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Right here is like this goes up, and this is a little raised up. I believe not.
Is this something we want to take a look at, or?
Sure, we do.
Okay.
We want to look at it. What I can go by, we can go by, and have a laugh. I'll just drive by and take a look, and then call you.
Like a drive-by
Good.
shooting.
Yeah. Unless you want to go out for a ride.
I don't mind going for a ride. I mean, but,
Okay,
but
let's
I know
go-
you. But
let's
I know
go
you.
for it.
I know you're capable.
Let's go for it. I don't remember going to Chippewa, so maybe you should go with me.
Oh.
That's like a my way
The
home.
new year we can kind of cuddle and.
Yeah, we can take you out for a coffee or something.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
So, because you can recuperate.
Yeah.
I have to pick you up, but you can't get my truck. Is
No,
too
no,
high,
no.
you
We'll
know.
go in my car. As long as you don't mind smelling fuel oil. Because I had my
Oh.
diesel. I had my 2 cans of diesel oil, and one of them tipped over.
Oh, in your Cadillac? That's
Like,
funny.
oh, not the new one, but the old Escalade. Yeah, the rugs are all saturated.
that's
But
excellent.
it's a nice smell.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, there's worse smells. And it's about a month old now, so it's,
Oh, it does evaporate.
well, it takes a long time.
It takes a
It
while.
ain't like gasoline.
Leave it in the sun.
Like I do that all the time. Keep the door open in the back. Oh, God.
It is pretty funny. They've got this already listed on all the real estate sites, with 20 photos of the interior.
And there's no house there.
There's nothing there.
That's proactive marketing.
Yeah, get good at that.
Get somebody interested. Oh God, I can't wait to see this place virtually.
Okay, so I'll sit tight on that one. and,
All right, I will,
Let me know once you have feedback.
We'll call. I'll send you a note,
Yep.
and we can go whenever you like.
I don't care.
Let's go tomorrow
Do you got it?
because it's gonna be raining.
Tomorrow's the day.
So I will.
Here, you might as well take those with you.
9:30ish, 10
No, I'm
o'clock-ish.
gonna be outish.
Well,
at the time-ish,
You
but-
tell me when.
11:00.
11 o'clock. You got
Is that all right?
Sure.
I will swing by
I'm
your house.
retired. I don't care.
Night. He's euphoric. He retired after working for 60 years without a day vacation.
This is my third.
No, 70 years.
This is my third retirement.
70 years without a break.
Yeah, pretty much.
70 years without a pay raise.
Oh I gotta learn how to live like poor folk.
Don't worry, things are getting better. Like, my electric bill went to $550 last month.
That's all.
That's unbelievable.
We're like 650, 700 a month,
That is
but we're grinding off.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. I took 2 cars off the road today. I mean, I don't need 4 cars registered.
No.
No. I took a Cadillac and I took the Volkswagen Beetle off the road. And the insurance company says, oh, well, don't take them off. Just, kill some of the, like not compulsory. You gotta keep compulsory. You gotta keep this. You gotta keep that. So I said, what you're telling me is I can take off fire and theft, and I can take off collision. Tree might hit it or something. So it was still gonna cost me $1,000 a year to let them sit there.
No.
So I said, no, that's not gonna.
Thousands not easy
I
to
want to
come by
bump
these
the
days.
road.
You should have told them, I'd like to keep them on the road. If you just reduce your rates, I will.
Well, I said, if you told me $50 a car, I'd leave them on. That would be fine. I mean, because, sometime in the spring, I might want to put the convertible on for a little while, or blah, 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 but they weren't going for it.
Okay, that's interesting. So we'll be by about 11 o'clock.
Sure,
And we'll
11
have a
o'clock.
ride and see what's going on in the world around us. Old business. Moose Horn Pond
Our
vegetation.
friends, the Ciscos.
Enforcement order, yes. Okay.
So, I wrote it up as we talked about last time. Basically, it's going to Luke at the address at 41 Healdville. The location is 47 and 49 Healdville that you guys walked. That's the Young's and that Institute of Professional Practice place. The violations included alterations, vegetation cutting, beaver dam breaches in the buffer zones and resource areas adjacent to Moosehorn Pond. And then I just repeated the citations of the legal sections that were violated, pulled from Alan Rantala's letter.
Yes, okay.
And then the findings were that these activities have been conducted in an area subject to protection, and that therefore the property owner, his agents, permittees, and all others, notably Luke, shall immediately cease and desist from any activity affecting the buffer zone and or resource areas.
Good.
And that's it.
All right, sounds great. So this is basically this, documentation of the issue. As
Yeah.
opposed to last time, which was a little vague. We need to go back to see what was done or who said what to what,
Yeah, well, I mean, it was clear enough in Rantala's letter to them, but, the consensus between Alan and Mia had been that it would be a good thing to just have suspenders as well as the belt and have the same thing set by the
Right.
con-gun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would say that sometime in late spring, you take a walk on that property and see what's going on.
Yeah. Or tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. No interest.
I was out working today with my raincoat, and Joyce and I, it was great. We got all sorts of clothes on a raincoat and went out working, but we were writing stuff down, and after a little while, the pen stopped writing and the paper got all wet, so we finally had to declare it was over. We were flagging trees and stuff.
Oh, what am I doing? I guess I don't like you, Phil. Well, I do like you, but I'm just not showing it. You had a good idea with that 15,000 or whatever it is that we had. We should buy a all-terrain vehicle and a trailer, and we should have that available to us. I mean, that money is just gonna sit there and run.
Right, it's gonna get used for something.
Yeah, it's gonna get piddled here and piddled there, and then finally the town is gonna say, we need that.
We need this
general
to
fund
pay
is
the
what's gonna
taxes.
happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it in jest, but, it kept going around in my head, and I said, that ain't a terrible idea. I mean, you got plenty of property, you can park a trailer, I got plenty of property, I can park a trailer. Be nice to have a little mule that's ready to rumble. Well, food for thought.
Yeah. All right, what, next item is recruiting for Concom member.
So, yeah, let me
Did you,
insert a thing here, just because we love you, for your scrapbook,
Oh, wow. Didn't I?
for your scrapbook.
Oh,
I take it you got one of these already? It didn't come to my mailbox.
yes, I got it at the evening. Yes, I
Okay.
did.
wonderful. This is in lieu of all the pay.
Yes, they took away from us. We used to
Yeah,
get a
it's
little
funny.
stipend every,
I do it.
3 months or
Isn't it
something.
funny? Can
It'd
you
be
make,
kinda
can you
nice.
get that stipend back for us?
I think that's a dead issue.
No, but I mean.
But it was nice.
It is preposterous to think, I mean, not that I care, because luckily we're all mature individuals and we
Oh,
have enough money, we don't have to worry about it, but trying to get somebody to do some job like this without paying them at least something.
A severance.
It's like preposterous to think that anyone would do this job.
So
You know what I mean?
But here
You're
we are.
saying union rates out?
Just a little something to say, okay, we appreciate the fact that you might like walk around and fall down in the swamp, and stuff like that, looking at these sites.
Something small, like your tax bill will be
Yeah.
taken care of for a year.
Or a
I
month.
like
So,
that.
A
well,
month would be good.
yeah, well, actually, let's stay on that topic for a moment then. I let it slip down my priority list, straightening out that payment on site visits. Tony, you're already set up with them
Yeah.
in town office here. So I can submit paperwork for your site visits, and I have a couple that you handed me back when I first started.
Yeah.
So I can put those in.
Okay.
For you, you need to visit with Sandy and fill out some paperwork that
Really?
kind of makes you an employee of the town.
Oh.
All this time, you're not an employee of the town.
After all these years, I've been like incognito.
They like me because I never used to send them a bill.
It's funny. Okay.
But I will now.
That's fine. That's good. I'm sure that right, getting paid for site visits, like for Rich,
Yeah.
might be a good thing. If he's spending time.
Well, now,
day off,
like
so-
I said, now that I have to learn how to live off of retirement pay.
With a $610 electric bill.
I'm changing. I gotta change things,
Yeah.
The guy has 2 black Cadillac Escalades.
Yeah, 2 Cadillac
And
Escalades
another one.
and a Sport Coupe.
I know, that's too bad.
Yeah, well,
Tony, that's
I know.
That's
I know.
So you do put those in at, or we are gonna put those in at 40 a visit, right?
Yeah.
If you both go on a visit, do you?
Well, we'll just one of
Well,
us. One of us
yeah,
will
we-
get paid.
One will
we just
file.
go-
We'll flip for it.
We just go to have a few laughs.
Okay.
As long as someone gets to pay for
It's just
$40 for gasoline for
Yeah,
his Cadillac.
it's just have an associate.
Okay, so back to Concom members.
Yeah.
Okay, Concom members, we only need, Tom, you were talking about this before, we got 5 members, but we don't need 5 members.
Well,
So, right, but we can't change that without changing the charter. That's how it got changed the last time.
I mean, you got changed to 5?
yeah,
It was only 3, wasn't it?
you get 5.
It used to be 3.
Okay,
Then they rewrote the charter, which means to do that, that's an awful lot of work. The state has to agree with it.
Oh, yeah,
So I don't think we'll ever get that changed.
right. Well, there shouldn't be any need to, really. I mean, if you actually have 5, but you have 4 active, right?
So
yeah,
the boards I've been on, it's extremely hard to get 5 people, which means you have to get 3 people every meeting to show up.
Right.
So, I suppose that isn't the end of the world, but I know when that adjustment was made, there was a lot of looking back, and the people that pushed that through never been on a board, they just thought it was a good idea. So I think the people that were on boards looked at it differently.
But it's hard to get the younger people to come on. I mean, they're busy with their kids and schooling and
Yeah. And it's-
sports and
Right,
whatever.
so it's the occasional meeting where you can't get three, then
That's the issue.
then you lose a month.
Yeah, yeah. And,
So-
and not being able to get three is more likely if you only have 4 active members versus if you have 5 active members.
No, that's all. That's true.
I mean, for the most part, right now, you've got 4 active
We do,
members.
yeah.
Correct, yeah.
So.
Are you planning to quit soon?
No, not unless you say, Tony, you know, I think you're kind of.
You're useless?
Well, you know what, you know
Well,
what's,
that's
Right.
you know what's gonna happen?
Forget about it.
Tony's gonna say, hey,
That's harsh.
hey, Rick, I hate to tell you this, but I'm gonna stay in Florida another month.
I won't be back this time.
And
Okay.
next month, I'm gonna be in California.
California, yeah.
Right.
We
Then
decided
I'm going to Louisville.
to go to West.
Okay, we'll work around that. You need a break. You should go in your Cadillac and go to some
Well, we got
nice
I don't even know.
place,
I don't even know when exactly.
have a
we're
nice
gonna go,
meal in an
but-
Italian restaurant,
We're
a
gonna go.
glass of wine.
We're taking 2 dogs with us.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So
So
maybe.
Rich would have been here tonight, but he had that other meeting he had to go to.
Oh, I was wondering if he was plowing or salting or something.
No. So it was Pinecrest Association, that meeting.
Oh, I see. Okay. So does anyone have an idea of a suitable candidate we could ask?
I don't know. You know, I thought of my neighbor, and again, he's just so busy with his kids, and you know, and he's got a kid that's a young boy, 10 years old, who's all involved in nature and everything, and now going to take some nature study course and all of that. But I mean, you know, I think a 10-year-old kid on board, it's kind of.
Hey, there's staffing issues.
Might have
Gotta be
China
flexible.
too, you know.
Gotta be
so.
flexible.
But,
Your neighbor would be a good candidate.
Tim Hurley, is who I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
You know,
But-
you could ask him.
I kind of have.
Okay.
You know,
And,
and I'll run it by him again because
I mean, it's
you know,
not that time consuming.
Yeah, you know, he's a pretty bright guy, and you know, but we'll see. I will ask.
We got Mr. Stahl would probably like to do the job, but he's kind of brutal. You know,
I'll refrain from saying.
he has a lot of interest, probably.
He'd probably do a good job.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
He's very earnest.
he'd be very active.
Very earnest guy.
But we'd be working overtime. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
We'd be looking at every rock that's coming out on the main roads, every oil slick in town. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, not bad, but
No, it'd be good. All right, Tom, you have any ideas?
so I just saying something. You got to think about it.
The last person you brought along was good. Very good.
So if we go along that same vein, so the 2 new members that joined the Lions, I believe one of them works for DCR and the other's an engineer. I don't know if one of them would be interested.
Oh, I see.
And they're a young couple, so
They are.
there might be some interest to
Where do they live at? They live in town, obviously.
Cindy Doan's old house.
Oh, Cindy Doan's house. That's funny. Ooh. That's scary.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any money in there.
Now, which house is Cindy Jones' house?
Over towards me, up on the hill, long, steep
Okay.
driveway,
Steep driveway, a lot of trees growing up around
Yeah.
the driveway now.
right next to Hall Pines Field.
Okay.
Well, that'd be a great candidate. Want to know?
I don't know. Yeah, like the one that's in DCR, I don't know if they can be on conservation. What did Mary Ann DePinto do? Cause she was on.
She was the vegetation person who went out and, said whether this was wetland or dry land.
Yeah, there was something that the state
She
had
was
set
on,
up.
she was on the planning board and
Oh, but I mean,
became
for,
not so at some point, but I don't know why.
but for DCR, she was the
Wetlands,
person.
yeah.
She was the wetland scientist.
There was some catch that the state had about them doing other work in the town they lived. And I forget exactly how it was worded, but we could ask.
Yeah.
They seem like nice enough, and they're definitely knowledgeable people.
I don't remember their names.
I'd have to look.
I don't know. I could certainly give them a call. They were very helpful at HHHH.
They were. Yeah.
You know, gung ho, and didn't fade away too fast either at all.
Yeah.
The second day of HHHH, we had some people fading out.
Yeah. That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
for their own health and safety, they just couldn't make it anymore. I guess.
I was fading, but I stayed.
But you stayed. Yeah.
Christ, when I came on, I had to be an alternate for about a year and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was full.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's when you got paid.
That's when you were paid, that's right. But I didn't get paid as an alternate though.
Yeah.
You gotta be real.
Hey, look at this guy. We got Tony. He'll be an alternate. We don't even pay him. We'll take their pay away. Tony will still stay.
Yeah.
all right. So you wanna? Can you text me the name, or can I? I should be able to find that out.
Yeah, it should
I
be.
have it. Yeah. I'll find out from the Lions Club. Unless I'm sure we
It
have.
should be
it.
on the list. Yeah.
That's good.
And I think Patty sent that out to everybody. Or I
saw
know
a
she
copy.
talked of.
We have it.
Yeah.
Joyce sent the copy. Hard copy.
Perfect.
Okay. And do you have any ideas on this matter? Mark.
There's one guy, he's one of the open space committee members. He's relatively new in town. They're in that newest house on Mount Jeff Road, close to the road, just before you get to Malone.
Oh yes, the one on the left that's built in front of the other house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
previous house that was further back, but
Yeah.
yeah. His name's Tim Hawley, but they came up from Connecticut, and he was like a director of state agency that sounded similar to DCR water supply.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a knowledgeable guy, and likes to stomp around. I haven't talked to him to see whether he would have any interest, or whether you have any interest in having cross-pollination between open space and Concom.
Well, I don't see
But
there's
that would be one
any problem with that.
That would be one thought that I would have.
Okay.
If you're interested, I'll be seeing him in a couple days. I could ask him whether he might
Yeah.
be interested.
Yes, please ask him if he has any interest to be on it or be an alternate. That would be good, and you know he can. It's not particularly time consuming. You know how the schedule is.
Right.
I expected that this year will be slower than other years, like last year. Wouldn't you?
As far as building, I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, it was such
The
a
interest
flurry.
rates are going through the roof, and they don't seem to be coming back down.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna like put the damper on that.
yeah.
This is gonna be like an 8-year deal anyways.
Yeah.
That's the cycle I kinda
Yeah.
see happening.
Well, so right now, we are virtually a one-party state now, after all the stuff that just went on. So that,
It's not gonna make things any easier
correct. Yep,
as far as construction and a lot of other things.
right. Any business entity
I mean, there was an awful lot of activity. If you reflect back on this year and all the different places we see that were developed, and the house lots that were developed come, hither and yon, whether they were worth it or
Yeah,
you know.
some of the stuff that we looked at and the garbage that was on them and the size of them, you wondered why anybody would even wanna bother.
Right.
So obviously the reason is because everything east of here is,
Yeah, oh, exactly, I mean, I knew why, but,
yeah.
And interest rates are still good, but now
Yeah.
it's going to change.
They've been steadily climbing, so I've seen at least 5 or 6 people that was signed up for a new house, and the way they work it is, till the foundation's in, you can't lock in the interest rate. So, I believe there was 5 that no longer met the criteria. So, and it's not, well, some of the houses today, what's a house in Holden, a regular colonial with an in-law apartment, which is-
700,000, 800,000,
which is just a garage with a room over it, that's $1 million.
it's $1 million.
$1 million. This is Holden Town, not Wellesley, right?
So, you borrow $1 million, the rate doesn't have to go up too much before it adds up to something.
This one on Navajo is 1,500 square feet, listed at 430.
So, all right,
A little
go right
size
up,
house.
go right up 62. Did you see in Princeton where they're building those 2 houses?
Yes. On the left, yeah. Pretty big houses, I recall.
700,000.
People, it'll roll off people's tongues. It's only 700,000. It's only 700,000.
Well, what was right up the street from me? What was that compared to us, young man's response to what he paid for that piece?
Randy, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a bargain.
Yeah.
It's a bargain.
It's only a couple million. It's a
You
bargain.
look back, or whatever you got it for,
Yeah.
you look back and he'll have the last laugh, and in about
Of course
3
he-
years, it'll be like, this.
Well,
We're talking about the Cross Farm.
it
It
might
was
it might
350
take
acres.
that cycle that Tony's
Might
talking.
take that cycle, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
350,000, 350 acres.
On George Howard.
Yeah. Nice spot, needed cleaning up and buffing out. And,
When I first moved into town, you could have bought the whole Pine Crest for back taxes. Well, I don't remember the exact amount now, but it was probably like $35,000 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought in '63. I bought 28 acres, a 13-room house, 12 outbuildings, a 3-story barn. I paid $7,500 for it. I mean, a 50-foot well, deep well, an artesian well,
yeah.
and then
That was in 63, is that?
63.
20 years earlier, I was reading the Hubbardson Agriculturalist, 1938, 50 acres with so much frontage on the road, $300 near the depot. That was 20 years earlier, even. So that was a big escalation.
I own some land over on Paddock Road in Rutland. I mean, I bought that land $100 an acre back. 58, 59, I bought that property. And now I got people writing me letters every day wanting to buy that property.
Every day you have it, still have it after all this time.
But I don't really want to sell it. I don't want that money in the bank.
No, that's a good idea, because
Yeah.
what is it going to do?
Yeah.
It's just going to
It's just gonna make it
go
so.
away.
Yeah. It's just gonna make it so I can't get anything else.
Right.
Look at how things have changed. So, my grandfather bought in 1941, bought the house in Holden, paid less than $5,000. By 45, when the war ended, the house was paid off. It was the only note he ever took in his life. My father bought a house in Jefferson, so he moved out because prices started going up. His first house bought 11,000. My first house was 240,000.
Really?
Does it look like it did a little straight up?
And it's only gonna get worse, you know, so
Of course.
people don't care. I mean, Mel was building a house in North Brookfield with her, and the price on the thing is just right off the map. It's a little dinky thing. You laugh and see how small it is.
Well, I mean,
Well,
that,
I gotta say, small's not a bad thing.
you know, but that little house across the street, well, not from me, but across from Hurley's, used to be, what's his name, says,
It was,
yeah, I'm tired.
it was
But
weeds.
Great
Yeah,
weeds.
yeah.
But there was a bidding war on that house. They started asking $140,000, and they think they got $280,000
For a dump that was
It
falling
doubled.
down.
It doubled.
That's crazy. Anyway, we're keeping you up.
That's really 3 rooms, that house. You know, it's nuts. All right.
So many places like that. But people don't think it's bad. Like the guy right around over the bridge on the left,
Sure.
with put the solar panels in. That little house, the first house.
Yeah, and
you know,
then the new addition
it's
is going on it
it's
now.
A little basically a little shack that was built for the mill
Yeah.
back in like 1850 or 70 or whatever. A little house, and you know that was a lot of money.
A little barn out in back. It's a nice little barn,
Little-
chicken
yeah,
barn.
nice little place.
It's a nice place.
It's a
Yeah,
nice little place.
yeah,
It
it's not a bad little
cost
place,
$79,000.
How much?
$79,000 a couple of years ago. But
Oh,
now,
probably.
now it is.
Yeah, now it's 379.
Well, I don't know what the
You gotta get a bargain.
I don't know what the Popes got from it. When I moved into town, Duchamps owned that, and then they lost it to the bank, and then Popes bought it, and they kept it for a lot of years, and then they sold off a little bit of it. And there's like 27 acres with that, but it's all wetland in the back. But yeah, it's not a bad little house, but it's a small. It was a small little house, but now
And
they
it
put
was a
on
lot of money.
No, oh yeah, it was.
I don't think I ever asked you guys. Well, you go way back in town. You don't go back as far back.
85.
60s.
But just to the east of the cross farm there is a woodlot. Half of it is owned by Pinecrest.
Oh, Pinecrest.
The southern half of it is, the town thinks they own it, but can't prove it.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember anything about that
The only
property
thing
there?
I know about that property is a few solar companies came in to look at it. And
That's off Simon Hill, not Simon Hill, but Lombard.
Lombard Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking.
No,
You're not talking to
No,
something?
not that far east.
Oh, okay.
no.
I'm thinking of a different
Kind of in the, well, it's,
It would be off Lombard, but
You're probably on the other, he's on the other side of the river.
he's on the other side.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, this is
alright.
on the west side of the river.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I know nothing about it.
This is pretty good sized piece of land. If here's old New Westminster, and Cross Farms here, and Pinecrest is here. You're talking about right down in here.
Yeah.
And so it drops down, and it's all wet down there,
Yeah.
and then eventually you come out to Lombard Road. So that is in that area.
Well, if you cross the river, you come out to.
Yeah, I don't really know much about that.
I'm not sure where the river goes through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you went out up by me, Old Princeton Road, then now it's just a hiking trail bridge. That goes right out to Gates, which turns into Lombard as you go into Hubbardston.
Okay.
If you get across the river, past your house, is there an? I didn't know there was a path across it. Yeah, I guess yeah.
The
It
town
used to be, it used to be a road. When I moved in, you could drive
Yeah.
from Princeton through.
Yeah,
Then-
it's old,
then the
it's Old
bridge-
Colony Road. Well, it was Old Colony Road that went all the way through to
Yeah,
Princeton.
then they took the bridge out and just made it a walking path.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we have
We had a lot of
Okay.
trouble with bridges when I moved in.
Yeah. I wanna know why it takes so long to repair a bridge. I just never seen anything
Well,
like
ju-
it.
just so you know, when the state wants to do it fast, so they did, was it 93 or 95? Matt Hawkinson was working there. They'd do a bridge a weekend.
That's some shit right there.
Yeah, and then why does it take these dinky little bridges on
A year or two.
Yeah, a year and a half to do? I mean,
So
and-
they do all the prep work, but they basically come in with, it was a massive company and they did the whole road.
yeah,
So they'd come in, they'd do all the prep work, they'd pick the deck off Friday afternoon, take the deck off, they'd use
Take
hydraulics
the deck off.
yeah, they would,
with some quick agent in it, and all I'm thinking is the big dig with all the,
oh yeah, and then
concrete.
they put the lamp black in it
Yeah.
to slow down the settings so that the concrete
And
doesn't
then-
split all to shit.
and then Monday
I'm a
morning
concrete
traffic,
man, I know concrete.
traffic's running over it again.
That is something.
But they're massive companies that do it.
Because to pick a deck off one of those is going to take like 4 cranes one on each corner or something to pick the thing up.
So you know these guys obviously do big projects like that, so everybody knows exactly what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They got the game plan down.
For Swanson and Jensen, we used to do big concrete bases for hammers, for winding Gordons and stuff like that. And we poured some massive pours, and after we just filled them up with lamp black, that stuff wouldn't move, but you got it to move, and it would have set up slow, but it didn't split. And, you know, took a long time to cool, and everything was beautiful.
It'll be interesting to see how the Williamsville Road Bridge goes over the burn church. I don't know if that's this year. I think it is this year.
It's a small little bridge.
So
But I mean, you know, a year they shut these roads down.
Okay.
And then I watch
Doesn't make
them,
any sense.
they don't make a slump test to the whole thing. I'm watching them. I'm going, what slump are you pouring that at?
I don't know.
5, 6? Oh, we're not taking any slump tests. You know, I don't say who I am or what I know or anything else. I just watch it. And these are people from the state that are watching this. I mean, that's who.
They trust
they're,
they trust somebody to bring the right concrete, right?
Well,
So-
but I'm watching this stuff slushing out of the.
you don't have to follow your own rules.
But I know the stuff is pouring out of there. That ain't a 5-inch slump or a 6-inch slump, which is what they should be pouring these at. But
We always worked on the other end where they tested everything.
Yeah.
Right.
We gotta do that,
Every
same
day.
thing right down the pavement. When we pave a road, they gotta be out there, Yankee comes out, they test temperature, they test, they take core samples, everything,
Well,
private sector.
anyways, I get sick of some of the stuff I see nowadays.
I mean, like the the Evergreen, you know, that was originally put on because they wanted to, you know, bring the blankets and stuff, the hygienic blankets or whatever to the depot without going over the hill and down the hill. So they slammed the road in, you know, let's put a road in and build a bridge, and the bridge probably cost like, you know, $800 to put the bridge on
Yeah.
the whole, from the beginning, and now they cost like, I don't know what the number was, but it was up there.
Well, I don't even know what happened to that bridge on Evergreen. It didn't take long before one side of it, they were breaking out the railing and putting a whole new section of railing in, concrete railing.
That was so funny.
I don't know what happened with a snowplow hit it or what. How would that happen? I don't know.
It wouldn't be easy.
Oh, well.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna call the New Lions Club members and see if there's any interest, and you're gonna see Tim Hurley, and you're gonna see Tim Hurley and Tim Hawley.
Yeah, I'll talk with Jim, but
Did Rich have anybody else in mind? No? Can't remember if he had thought of somebody.
And we'll take this up again. Any other concerns or comments from the board or whatever?
Public?
I make a motion we join.
Second,
All in favor?
all in favor? And I just want to make sure that everyone knows we appreciate you coming here while you're recuperating from major surgery.
My pleasure.
Just 24 hours ago.
Dedication to the job.
That's right.
That should be written up somehow.
The nurse said I am a poster child.
We're gonna add a postscript to the bottom of your
Right.
citation.
He's still alive. He was still alive as of this date. The meeting. You're a poster child for a gallbladder. Why did she say
Gallbladder
that?
operations.
Why did she say that?
Well, because I crawled over the railing of my bed, because I signed myself out, they didn't want me to go. They operated at 2:20. I signed out at 11:20 at night. I said, I'm going home. She's right, you gotta be a poster child for gallbladder operations.
Oh, poster child. In a right way. I thought you meant you were a candidate. Like a
Oh,
poster child for a
no.
candidate to have a go.
Oh, no, I was a candidate.
So they did orthoscopic surgery apparently.
Yeah, 5 holes.
5 holes?
Yeah, 5 holes. They blow your chest up so they got plenty of room to move around in there, and, you know.
They did the Da Vinci robot.
I don't know, I didn't look at the utensils.
It's a robot.
I just got in there, and the operating room was scary. I mean, very modern. I went to UMass.
I see.
And I wasn't going to Hayward. I mean,
You were going to Athol to get operated.
Athol, Leominster, no sir, Bob.
Bring your own knife
They can clean it any way you want.
and a wooden mallet.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
That's a funny one.
But they were good. They knew their business.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. Boom-bitty, boom-bitty, boom.
Tell you a quick one. Donald Dolan, he was a farmer in Rutland, and he was getting up there in age and working on the baler. Didn't put the brakes on the tractor. The baler ran him over. So he's down at Memorial. Same, just like Tony. Goes in there. They tell him, oh, you got to stay. He goes, okay. As soon as the doctor walks out, he changes his clothes, but his gurney's hanging out the back. Down the street he goes, down Belmont Street, walking home to Rutland.
Well, it ran over his head apparently.
They caught him. Police bring him back.
Wow.
Just a funny old guy.
So how old was he? In his 60s?
He was
No.
probably, yeah, he was a little older than that.
I know. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
He wanted to go home and he was going.
Yeah, well, that's the way I figured it, you know? I wasn't of any use there anymore.
Well, you gotta think, what would they have done
If they
50
didn't have
years
me.
ago, 100, look at the Civil War, what would they do?
Oh, you know, I thought about that.
You got a broken ankle, okay, well, cut him off at the knee.
Me, sure. That's right. Give me some.
Whatever's the best chance of survival is.
Bite the bullet.
Yep,
Bite
cut him off with the saw, put the iron in the fire.
Fire. Sure.
Yep.
Cauterize it.
Autorize
sort
them
of-
and send them back with the rifle.
Send him back to the.
All right, it's been a pleasant reconversation.
Right.
I can find my way out of here. Okay. Looks like it.
If we're lucky, it's the same way we came in.
Yeah, if we're lucky.